Hello everyone, my name is Danyil and welcome to episode 4 in our Devlog series. Over the last week, we actually got a ton of work done, and one of the biggest was getting new sound effects into the project. Most of the development of the game actually had no sound effects, minimal at best, just like footsteps and swinging, but this new sound effects engineer actually got a ton of them produced and ready for us to use, so we actually spent the week doing that. Starting off on Monday, we actually started off by making an audio manager. We actually had one previously, but it was a very simple and basic system, and we actually realized that we can't have 3D audio using the same system. So I actually took a bit of time, researched a better way of doing it, and implemented my own type of way of doing it. It's not really the best way because it is kind of wasteful because it creates a new source every single time it wants to play an audio clip, or it checks for one that's already existing on the same object, which I think was a smart way of doing it. Either way, it's not really the best way of doing it, so I want to go back to it eventually, but that's what I really spent Monday doing. It wasn't anything big, but it was very important to the rest of the week. Tuesday was kind of like a part 2 to Monday, where we actually continued editing the audio manager in which we created previously. The biggest thing on Tuesday that we did though was starting to add the Goblin sound effects. This actually gave a ton of life to the Goblin camp and just made the whole game just feel more lived in, and I can't wait to hear the music composed by Midan, the new composer on our team. I just think everything's going to feel way more alive. This is how the sound effects sound in game. Over the week, I actually also developed a screenshot camera just to take some more pictures for marketing and just like showcasing the game, because I feel like the game has enough assets and just looks good enough that I feel like it's ready to be really marketed and just shown off to the public. And also this kind of brings us into our next announcement, which I am very excited to share with you guys. Before I get right into the announcement, I just want to thank the development team and the community for everything they've done for this project. We wouldn't be here without them, and the game would look nothing like it does now if it wasn't for the amazing people that work behind here. I know we got some new faces on the team, and they've been amazing to work with ever since they joined, and they've even put in a ton of effort even behind what they already do for their day-to-day life, and just everything they do for this project. The sound effects and the music sound phenomenal already, and I can't wait for you guys to play test the game and just see the amazing work these developers have put into this project. And without further ado, the big announcement is that we created a Patreon for the game. I know for some people this might not be a big deal or they just don't really care, but for me it's really a huge deal just because I've never really created any type of Patreon for anything, and this is my first time, so I'm excited and nervous at the same time. But this Patreon is completely optional. You guys can donate and get benefits just like any other Patreon, and one of the biggest things I'm excited for is actually the city builder. The city builder tier allows you to name a city in the game, which I know a lot of games don't actually allow you to do that, because these are areas in the game that people see every single time they play your game. They open up the map, it's right there in big bold letters. But I wanted to get the community into this game because you guys are a big part in the reason why this game is even here. So if you guys donate and get that tier, you guys get to choose a name for a town, and whichever town you want. So that's very exciting, and I can't wait to see the names you guys come up with. There's of course other tiers which are less expensive. There's one that's a little more expensive for people that just want to help support the progress of this game, and it's completely optional because you guys already do so much by just watching the stream and just liking the posts and everything, so I can't thank you guys enough. But this is gonna kind of wrap up the devlog. I know we haven't done too much on this week. Like a lot of the recent weeks have been very slow, but that's just because I am a student at the same time, so I don't really have have the most amount of time to develop the game, but slowly but surely this game is definitely getting more and more finished, and I'm just excited to see you guys at the very end. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like button and subscribe so you can keep up when we upload next week.